when you looked at yourself in the mirror after the swelling has gotten better, what went through your mind?
She's back. It just felt good to feel as if I reflected how I felt inside. I think for everybody that's on camera, there's a distorted sense of what a person looks like. And I really saw that distortion, and it really concerned me.
Concerned you in what way?
I didn't look like who I thought I was. It didn't look like me. It looked old, and I didn't feel old.
Can you share your name and where you're from?
My name is Marsha, and I am in Eagle, Idaho.
Marsha, what changes have you started noticing in your face and neck that made you think about surgery?
I felt as if my eyes were very droopy, and when I would have to do Zoom calls, I didn't know whose neck that was in the picture. It just looked so aged, and I didn't feel aged, so it really got me concerned.
How were those changes affecting you and how you felt day to day?
It made me feel old, and I wasn't old internally, so being in sales, it made me feel vulnerable.
Vulnerable in what way?
Vulnerable to the competition of a younger salesperson. Sales is very much about the image that you project. I felt very young within my body, within how I was out there, but when I looked at myself on the Zoom calls, it just made me feel like maybe I'm not keeping my edge when I see these younger generation coming up behind me.
I understand.
Yeah.
What kind of things made you most aware of the problem?
Seeing the wrinkles, seeing the overlap of skin that was really disconcerting. I became resistant to Botox, to the neurotoxins, and so before you could fix that, and no longer could I fix that, so it just made everything very glaring and very apparent. So I thought it's time to do something about that.
Were there a specific moment where you felt like you didn't recognize yourself anymore, or you had to do something about it?
When we went into COVID, and there was a lot of on camera, and being on camera, I think for everybody that's on camera, there's a distorted sense of what a person looks like. And I really saw that distortion, and it really concerned me.
Concerned you in what way?
I didn't look like who I thought I was. It didn't look like me. It looked old, and I didn't feel old.
How did you first come across our practice at Lingual Plastic Surgery?
Well, interesting. A neighbor across the street, we had talked about different procedures, and she shared with me that her daughter, for her graduation, got a nose job, and who she had got the nose job from, and she talked about your practice and that you guys had moved here from New York, and she just raved. And so I thought, let's look him up. Let's see what we can find out. And then with your ocular background, that was perfect for me and for what I was really seeing happening with my eyes.
Correct, yes. Why was that perfect for you?
So about 13 years ago, I had an upper and lower bleph, and when they completed the lower bleph, my eyes didn't close completely. And I thought it was just one eye, but you were able to ascertain that it was both eyes. So even when I would close my eyes would not be completely closed. So that intricate about having to lift the lower part of the eyelids, I knew I needed somebody who was an expert at that, and that, from everything I could read online, was you.
Right.
Being in sales with what I am, and I'm in a medical arena, I knew how important a CV was, and I was able to see all the background that you had. I could see the teachings that you did, I could see the trainings that you had done, and just the breadth of what you had. And then when talking to you, you were always very kind, you were always very patient, and there was never any pressure with having to do it. You were more concerned with the results than you were with the process, and I just appreciated that.
So before moving forward, Marsha, what fears did you have about surgery?
I would say probably the biggest fears you have are all the mistakes that you see. Before my surgery, I had asked, how do you pull? I didn't want to look like the Joker. Sure. You know, how did you go up? Did you go back? My fear was would I look like myself when I was done? So it took me a year to commit to the whole process.
So during that year, what helped you move forward with the procedure?
Time and being able to check in, and you were always very open to me just checking in, talking to you, answering questions as they came up. You were able to just help me with my confidence because you never pushed. You never pushed through the entire process. You were, again, more concerned with me having the right thing done and not getting it done. And I think that made a huge difference.
What else do you think gave you the confidence to move forward?
Hearing people talk about you, hearing people talk about procedures that they'd had done. I shared with you this morning that I worked with a gal who was good friends with your family, and just having them rave about you just solidified what I had been told. And so it just gave me that confidence of knowing I'm in the right hands, and this is a man of integrity that's going to do a good job with me.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
So what was your consultation like, and what stood out to you about how I explained different surgical options?
What I thought was really interesting at the beginning is you in no way said you need to have this done. You in no way made me feel as if there was something wrong with my face to begin with. You took the time to listen to what my concerns were, and you really looked, especially with my eyes, with them not closing, you really took the time to look at that and know what needed to be done. And just the care that you gave helped me know that this was the right place to be and the right person to be with.
So how would you describe your surgery experience and the care you received along the way?
Fantastic. So sharing that I had had an upper lower bleph before, it was very different, and my recovery was very different, and my bruising was very different. This was amazing, and amazing to my husband just how quickly I actually healed. It was just outstanding. Your staff, so kind, always so responsive. I could text them and I got a response immediately, which is wonderful. I just felt as if I was part of the family while I was having my procedure done.
That's great. If we kind of go back to the immediate post-operative period, what stood out to you the first few weeks, couple of weeks after surgery?
How easy it was. I had one evening where I had to take any type of pain pill, and after that it was just Tylenol. I really feel that listening to what you guys told me to do, Jonas was really clear about high protein diet. You were very clear about get out and walk. So within the first day, I was walking the dog with my husband. So I walked anywhere from 7,000 to 17,000 steps a day. And by the second week, I had little to no bruising. And by 4 weeks, I had no bruising at all. People couldn't even tell that I had anything done. So it was just so easy. That's what really stood out to me. And no pain. It was just great.
That's great.
Yeah.
So when you looked at yourself in the mirror after the swelling has gotten better, what went through your mind?
She's back. It just felt good to feel as if I reflected how I felt inside. That was the biggest thing, is just feeling confident and comfortable and looking rested. I mean, I've had people comment about my hair looking really nice because I've changed it a little bit because they know there's something different, but they don't know exactly what that is, and I know what that is. And I know they notice what that is, but they're not quite sure what it is.
Right.
Yeah.
Was there a specific moment where you felt that you were really glad that you did this?
Funny, I was shopping at Shields and I came and looked at the mirror real quickly, and when I turned I thought, it's smooth. It was just the most incredible experience because I thought there's no crepiness, there's no wrinkles there anymore. It was just, that was like the moment I was like, I'm so glad I did this.
How has this experience impacted your overall happiness, relationships, and how you move through the world?
It gives me confidence to be out there again. Funny, I have a girlfriend who lives in Vegas who's going to come here and consult with you because she's just so impressed with my results that she's going to have her facelift done here. I have another friend in Oregon who had her facelift today. So I've been able to show them the results of what I've had done, and it's empowered them to take ownership of their self also. So that's been really exciting.
That's excellent.
Yeah.
If somebody's watching this and they're in the fence of doing a facelift procedure, what would you tell them?
I would tell them to go for it. You deserve to feel, to look the way you feel. You deserve to take care of yourself, and you deserve to just radiate the joy that you will feel once you do. It's a gift. It's a gift that you give yourself. And I think everybody deserves that opportunity if they want to take it.
So for people who worry about scars or looking unnatural, what would you tell them from your experience?
I would tell them the scarring, you can't even tell. It's behind the ears, it's up within the forehead. I can't even tell where those scars are. They fade. And because you have such a good hand, I don't see them at all. I could tell where I had my upper lower bleph. I could see where those scars were. They may have been minimal, but I could see. I can't see them with yours. I think it all comes down to the person that you go with, and you're very skilled at what you do, and you did a great job.
I appreciate it.
Yeah.